Wrestling fans, thanks for clicking today's Dreaded Heroes report. I'm on here a little bit late. I was watching Dr. Oz. He said if I take real good care of myself, I'll get old and die. Hey, there's still no official word on the Undertaker status, by the way, for WrestleMania 29. Right now, the Taker is supposed to be taking on CM Punk until he says he can't do the show. There's no commitment right now, that he will do the show, but friends are hoping that he won't wrestle this year because he's got some bad news on the hip and the shoulders, giving him a lot of problems. And no word yet on what Punk may do if Taker doesn't, wrestling. But the speculation is it'll be a singles match, most likely, maybe with Ryback, which would change, his plans, or a spot in the Cena versus Rock WWE title match. So we'll see how things go from there, because Taker should take care of himself, and he don't have to win the 20, 18, 19, whatever, right in a row. He can go with he could always win at WrestleMania whenever he's, there. Just take it easy now. Word is one of the bigger feuds, believe it or not, this summer and fall will be Punk. Now get this, Punk taking on Brock Lesnar, which could suggest Brock is going to be turning babyface, which I can't believe that face and the word baby ever being in the same sentence together. But it just was. I seen it. Anyway, talk of using both Brock and The Rock, by the way, at this year's SummerSlam pay-per-view is being talked about. And what WWE really wants to do is get the Hollywood community to be a part of the SummerSlam festivities. Both stars, would help that make it a big deal. And a little bit of history here in just a second. WWE birthday today, WWF jobber. Remember old Rusty Brooks? Always got beat. You knew he was going to get beat. We still watched wrestling back then. And they actually wrestled. They wrestled good. Right now, everybody gets trained the WWE way, and we have... Anyway, he's going to be 54. I'll get on my soapbox later. And AJPW Tag Team Champion Kim Duck is 65. And on this day in 1992, the wrestling world lost former WCW, NWA, WWF competitor Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer at only the age of 32. I ain't going to run down all of his history, but the last major run he was a part of, Gary Hart's J-Rex Corporation, in WCW, where he feuded with Arn Anderson. And however, he fractured his wrist at Wrestle War 90 and would not return to WCW. Sawyer died of an overdose-related heart attack while still active in the indie circuit, though. Interestingly, though, a young wannabe wrestler named Mark Calloway approached Buzz and asked him to train him to become a professional wrestler. Well, anyway, after Calloway had paid Sawyer, he taught the young man, how to start a match and then skip town the next day. Of course, Calloway would go on to be The Undertaker. The reason why the Shield versus Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena at the WWE Elimination Chamber match won't be happening inside the chamber is because it would be an elimination match, and WWE doesn't want to have the eliminated five of they don't want to have the title of being eliminated on any of their top 5 or 6 superstars right now. You got to be tough. Nobody can beat them. And noted earlier, WWE has contacted a number of arenas. I mentioned this yesterday. If you haven't heard it, click on yesterday and you'll hear it again. Or if you just want to click it on and have me repeat myself. My wife does that all the time. And anyway, WWE supposedly contacted a number of arenas to secure dates and will likely be using them of their non-compete clause to prevent TNA from running in those arenas with Impact Wrestling, taping schedules. WWE has booked a number of mid-sized arenas, including Patriot Center, Fairfax, Virginia, Wolfstein Center in Cleveland, First Bank Center in Bloomfield, Colorado. WWE will be running those buildings in their markets instead of major arenas that they usually run in. And what's the reason for that? have no idea. Insert whatever you think. Could be to keep them out, maybe not. And it was also reported earlier that WWE may be using the main event to focus on the Intercontinental Champion, well, the Intercontinental title anyway. In the same way Raw does for WWE title, SmackDown's for, they do the World Heavyweight title. That means that the United States title and tag team titles would kind of float between the shows. It's all right. The Intercontinental Cup may be brought back, however, and get started on the main event because the arrival of Bo Dallas and from NXT. Dallas being pushed also is the reason WWE changed their mind on the Royal Rumble surprise entrance. All right, WWE officials are already talking about doing what they can to keep WWE talent busy during the WrestleMania 29 weekend to avoid interaction with TNA talent who are also working in that area. And with Raw going to from 2 to 3 hours, matches get 33% more time now, and there's been 33% more matches per show. They didn't say anything about the 33% more talking per show, too. Could be even higher than that. And the amount of wrestling per show has doubled to 78%, it says. Those benefiting from more TV time is Slater, Del Rio, Primo, Epico, Sheamus. I don't know why they're naming all them people. Anyway, those who used to receive, I guess, less TV time with the switch are Tensai, Ryder, Otunga, Kali, and Morella. Not sure. They maybe don't have nothing for them. Word is that WWE is going to be going to WrestleMania 30 instead of WrestleMania 30 after all. So what I'm saying, yeah, I said 30 twice. There will be an internal debate on which to use since the XXX has pornographic connotations. Well, they either want to use the numbers 30 or XXX. I don't know. I kind of think I know what they're going with. Regarding TNA lawsuit against WWE, there's been no financial settlement because TNA dropped the case. Both sides agreed to pay their own legal fees. On a related note, TNA lawsuit was the holdup on WWE signing El Generico. They were saying it was medical, going through the exams. But WWE was about to sign him last June, but they learned that he had done 2 tryout matches with TNA in 2011. Generico got the call from WWE around the same time Ric Flair did. No word on yet what Generico's gimmick will be. Or will he lose the mask? Will he be working in developmental? He's going down that way on February 4th so they can retrain him the way WWE wrestles. I don't know what you noticed, but they all kind of... And that's the reason they do that is coordinate moves and everything. It's just, the way they should... The way it looks better, more entertaining. Some people get in there and they're not used to... Maybe some luchador gets in there and you can only wrestle certain people when you're a luchador because they don't know what you're going to do next. Alright, nothing is official yet, but people within WWE expect Lita to be inducting Trish Stratus. Bret Hart will induct Bob Backlund. Jim Ross will induct Mick Foley into the Hall of Fame. Who should induct Bruno? I know it's not going to be Vince. Alright. I think Trish Stratus, instead of Lita, of course you can't get her, would be, oh man, what's her name over on TNA? Oh, that all? Seen wrong. Hey, Bruno Sammartino reportedly approached WWE Hall of Fame offer from Triple H as purely a business decision. Giving Triple H a price that he would do, that he thought would be turned down. Bruno didn't think the deal would go through and eventually believed that Vince McMahon likely, nixed the deal due to, him asking that big a price. Well, anyway, the price was apparently in line with what WWE would pay one of their top stars for WrestleMania payoff. So we got about a 6-figure or more, well, it could be 7. Nobody going into the Hall of Fame ever asked for a deal where anywhere near what Bruno asked. San Martino ended up getting a significant deal. Mickey James, that's what I'm trying to think of. She was the one, remember, was in love with Trish and emulating her and all that. But Lita be good. It's always good to see Lita. Vince McMahon and Bruno still have not spoken, as Triple H has handled all the dealing. And Triple H is hoping to get Vince and Bruno together, to talk in April regarding H's talk with Bruno. He portrayed himself as a student and a fan of Martino's, which he probably is. And Triple H told Bruno from the start that WWE cleaned up their product, and that when he got more power, he wanted WWE's product to be similar to the product that San Martino headlined years ago. I don't see that happening. One of the connections, by the way, between Bruno and WWE and Pittsburgh neurosurgeon Dr. Philip Maroon. Maroon had operated previously on Bruno and worked on WWE's medical team. Bruno credits Maroon with keeping him out of a wheelchair after successful back surgery years ago. Martino viewed Maroon in high regards when he spoke of changes that's been made when it came to his health, the health of WWE performers and their strict drug testing. San Martino said during the negotiations that if a deal didn't happen this year, he was not open any time in the near future. The deal will see Martino be involved with WWE after his Hall of Fame inductions. San Martino will was going to be asked to be a part of the DVD of his era. And he will also do voiceovers of some of the matches and straight San Martino DVD, likely to be released. Martino's also appearing on WWE Legends Roundtable shows at times. Latest word on R-Truth Christian, where the hell they been, is that they should be back in the next 2 weeks. There. Cassius Ohno, Richie Steamboat, may have missed a recent WWE NXT tapings due to injuries. There have been a lot of injuries in the developmental lately. Word is that WWE may end up doing a Intercontinental Cup that was dropped from the main event, last week. There's been at least talk using the main event to elevate the Intercontinental status title in anyway. And Raw pushes the WWE title. SmackDown, like I say, does the heavyweight title. So yeah, they need a little platform. I like to see more titles myself. Gives people more ambition instead of like 1 or 2 titles. I've heard that, like, Santino ain't got a chance in hell of getting any of them. New Year's Eve, WWE's Raw episode had 430 homes watching on a DVR or tape delay, and that's going to be an all-time record since the data's been collected. Santino wrestled on Monday's Raw and was cleared to wrestle after his MRI on his neck came back, no serious damage. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara taking on Bryan and Kane for the tag team titles. At one point was scheduled for Elimination Chamber, and that's been changed to Bryan and Rey going to the Chamber. The entire card reportedly has been redone over the weekend. And NXT, I'm about done, hang on. NXT trainer Sarah Del Rey was not at the recent tryouts because there wasn't any women trying out. Damn the luck. This tryout camp features mostly independent wrestlers and not a lot of recruit athletes by Gerald Briscoe as it was in the past. The actual attendance for January 21st show in Raw Las Vegas ended up being 10,000, says 10,000 even. And not the 8,700 that was previously reported. WWE sold 2,000 tickets on walk-ups that night, so it wasn't a sold-out show until later, I guess. And the UK Zoo magazine recently named WWE Intercontinental Champion Wade Barrett as the 17th coolest man in the UK this year. So that tells you how bad the UK is right now for having people that are cool. A friend who visited superstar Billy Graham at the hospital last week said he's lost about 20 pounds. I don't know if they're talking about Graham or the friend. Nah, probably Graham. Graham is working with a breathing machine in his home right now. And the website published an article about some quotes from Bruno and Triple H regarding San Martino's upcoming induction. Here's some of the things. It said, when asked Triple H's thought on Bruno previously being reluctantly being inducted, Triple H said, Bruno has had some gripes about the company in the past, and that's completely justified. So we've changed, we've grown, we've evolved as a company, we've evolved as a business. Felt like Bruno knew all them things and was comfortable with the things that's going on right now and wants to be involved in wrestling. It's in your blood. It's who you are. And the important thing for me is that's the reason Bruno's back with WWE. Tyson Kidd revealed on Twitter that his doctor told him recovery from his knee injury will be about 15% surgery and 85% therapy. Don't know how you operate on 15%. Not sure. WWE is asking people to send Vince McMahon get well wishes on Twitter with the hashtag GetWellChairman and Mr. McMahon. That's so wonderful. I gotta go.